Hello and welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and we're gonna eat something. Oh yes, let's eat straight from the pot. Oh yes, straight. Yum, 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 yum. Ah, there we go.
That's really good.
Oh, that's really good.
Say no to some more.
Oh yeah, I believe that too.
Aye, true bliss is a full belly.
Yes indeed, Henry. Very nice. Okay, so we can now make our way outside. And there's the bandit. Clearly. Loot him. Yes, I will loot all of his stuff. Thank you, thank you. I will take all of his food as well. That's going to be very important. Ooh, bandages. Nice. And a torch. Might be useful. And he also has a sword. Look at that. Oh.
Weapon used by the bastard who cut up Sir Hans.
Yeah, exactly, Henry. Okay, I'm very, very pleased about this. Okay, so I can actually equip that on myself right now. We can put on this too. I actually don't even know whether this is a good idea. I think it's probably a good idea because what we can do... Oh, this is new. I don't think we had pouches before in the first game. Equipping a pouch will open up slots that you place potions and food into. You can then quickly consume these during combat. The maximum number of slots you can have is 4, but not every pouch will allow you to use all of them. If you have a marked item that can be placed in the bag, you can place it as follows. Okay, I see. And we have a belt here as well, as you can see right there. Equipping a belt will increase the number of slots you can equip items, weapons, shields, and ammunition to. You can then quickly swap between them in combat. The maximum number of slots you can have is 4, 1 by default, and up to 3 additional ones depending on the belt you wear. Okay, so we need to have a massive belt. Alright, sounds good to me. And we just press 1, 2, 3, 4 to pull out the weapon in the selected slot, B to open your belt and pouch, and hold B to put away the weapon in the active slot. And then you hold down 5, 6, 7, 8 to consume the item in the selected slot as well. Alright, so that's good to know. Let's put on the belt, put on the tunic, the gambason, and all this other stuff. There we go. Alright, fantastic. And now we're at least a little bit respectable. So let's clean ourselves up.
I feel like a new man. I did what you asked.
And you didn't faint while doing it. I'm pleased, Henry. I had to pour a whole Lethean potion into you last night. That's what I call medicine. It can either put a dead man back on his feet or make sure he never gets up again. So consider yourself lucky.
I will. But what about Capon?
Well, he's less lucky. That brute really knocked him about before Hans beat the life out of him.
Is there any way I can help? I owe it to Capon, and I want to do whatever I can.
You owe him, all right. I've got a bit of that Lethean potion left. It ought to work wonders on him, same as on you. But I can't just give it to him now. First, we have to deal with that fever. The best and fastest remedy for that is chamomile decoction. Luckily, it ain't too hard to brew, but we'll need some fresh sage for it. And, of course, chamomile. You ought to be able to manage that. You've got young legs and eyes, and I reckon a bit of a stroll would do you good.
Easy as pie. I can do that. Ma used to put sage in sauces and served it with meat. I'll check the kitchen.
Christ wounds! Try thinking with your head and not your stomach. We need freshly picked sage, not some dried herb, so listen up. Sage has a purple blossom and chamomile has white petals with a yellow center. At the back of the hut, there's a footpath leading up to the rocks. You go along there till you reach a sort of small meadow. You ought to find both of them there.
Great. I'll be back in a jiffy with a couple of handfuls.
All right. I'll be glad if you get back here soon. I don't feel right being here with that corpse in my yard. Seeing him lying there gives me chills. I can't think straight.
I understand. It makes me anxious, too. maybe I could manage to bury him somewhere. Or at least hide him somewhere further off in the woods.
The Lord be praised. I'd be truly glad of that. Do you feel up to it, laddie? You ain't in the best of shape, and digging a grave's a tough job, even for a healthy fella.
Not to worry. I'll see what I can manage. It's on account of us that he's here anyway. I wouldn't want you to have any more trouble. And a bit of effort, even if it's a dirty job, is the least I owe you.
Well, if you think you can manage it, good. But don't overstrain yourself. And thanks.
Where should I put him?
Grab the spade by the dung pile and bury him by the creek. The soil will be softer there, so it should be easier. When you head out the gate, follow your nose. Find a good spot somewhere in the reeds and nettles. And when you're done with that, better have a wash, so's you don't have the stench of death on you.
True. I'll bear that in mind.
I'll sort out the rest with Ignatius, the gravedigger, when he comes by again, so's I don't have that wretch lying here till Judgment Day.
All right. I'll get to it.
Alright, so the little spade. Well, where's that? Ah, there it is. I found it. Fantastic. Yes, I remember trying to find a spade in the first game, and let me just tell you, it's not that easy. It's not that easy to find that one. That is a bit of a puzzle, isn't it? Yes, a bit of a puzzle. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're very quickly going to grab this fellow. And we are going to carry the corpse to the stream. I was actually planning on taking this guy anyway, just because I thought to myself, yeah, I don't really want to leave him there anyway. Mostly because this guy is going to bring all manner of wild things to us. Wolves or coyotes or whatever, I don't know. Bears maybe, I don't know what they have here. And, well, yeah, you know, you never know. It could actually bring some other things.
Shoulder. This bastard's hard work.
Okay, dig a grave. Just gonna...
I'll put him down somewhere for a while so I can start digging.
Okay, start digging. Right here? Right here? I had the... There's the prompt. Okay, fantastic. Ah, that was nice and easy. Alright, so carry the corpse to the grave. Okay, let's bury him. After quite a bit of arduous work. There we go. Fantastic. Good work. Alright, that was nice. Not too bad. And now, let me take a look at the map and see where we are. Okay, so we're here. And if I go over there, we're going to be able to pick sage and some chamomile. We like that. We like that. I actually wonder if there's going to be any other herbs around here. It would be quite nice if we could pick some up. I think that would be pretty cool. And it seems like he's not athletic enough to be able to jump over these fences. I mean, let's face it, he has just taken a bolt in the shoulder, and he has almost died. So I should probably give him a little bit of slack, shouldn't I? Yes, I should.
Damn, his shoulder still hurts like hell. Maybe now it'll tell me when it's gonna rain.
Okay, so we've now reached the meadow, and this is the sage. All right, fantastic.
Sage. There we go.
And there we go, more sage. I have no idea how much we actually need, so I'm basically just picking up as much as I possibly can.
Right, I've got all the herbs I need, so back to Bajena on the double. The sooner Hans gets that remedy, the better.
Okay, we got some St. John's wort here as well, which is quite nice. But yeah, the funny thing is I'm not entirely sure how much we really need, so I'm kind of just overdoing it a little bit just to make sure that we certainly do have enough, just in case we have a situation where maybe later on down the line we may even have the need for more, you know. And it's going to be quite important. I mean, especially the fact that I believe, if I recall correctly, chamomile decoction is indeed used to heal yourself, if I remember correctly. Oh, the the dog is barking right now. I'm assuming that that's a problem.
What's that dog making such a fuss about? Could something have happened at Bajena's?
One more time. I'm looking for those renegades who've been pillaging around the domain. Hey, you! What do you want? Come here and tell me who you are, or I'll drum it out of you. Lord von Bergov sent us to find the renegades who ambushed some knights' company down by the pond yesterday. A couple of them fled and are hiding out here in the rocks. So tell me who you are and what you know about it.
You're from Lord von Bergov? You don't look like it.
Kulva! Watch your tongue with me, boy. When I say we're from von Bergov, then we're from fucking von Bergov. Who else would we be from anyway? You can talk to me or talk to cold steel. Who the hell are you? And what are you doing here?
I'm Pavel. And I'm here to help Bozhena. I don't know anything about any attack. But I met some of von Bergov's men in the woods, too. They had his shields and Waffenrocks. They were looking for some cutthroats. I gave them directions here, so you can join them once they get here.
Fuck.
What's the matter?
Nothing, fuck it. Just tell them we'll wait for them in the tavern in Jelioff, alright?
Did they hurt you?
No, but I think they would have if you hadn't come along.
Sorry. I reckon it was one of those who followed us yesterday.
Look here. I almost got slaughtered twice in one day on account of you two. God be praised that my Pavlena wasn't here. Heaven knows what they'd have done to her. So, I'd like to know why all this is happening. Your friend was talking in a delirium in the night, saying you was knights. But if you two are knights, then I'm the Queen of Sheba.
Well, I must bow to your ladyship. Sir Hans is the young lord of Leiper and Perkstein. I'm Henry of Skalitz, son of Sir Radzig Kobyla, and I'm his bodyguard. We were heading to Trotsky to deliver a message from Sir Hanish of Leiper and Margrave Jobst to Lord von Bergov. But we were ambushed by bandits yesterday down by the pond, and you already know the rest. And as God is my witness, we're no bandits. I swear to you, I'm thankful to you for saving us. And I'm sorry it caused you trouble.
Well, you sound sincere, so I'll take your word for it. I hope I won't live to regret it.
You won't. I promise you.
Promises are made to be broken, but thank you for dealing with them. I was sure they'd see through you. You thought up quite a story. It was a story, right?
Oh, I didn't meet anyone up top, but they swallowed it all right. What about Sir Hans? How's he doing?
He's holding up, I'd say. I treated his wounds and I'll change his bandages shortly. But what he needs most now is that remedy. Have you got everything for it?
Here. Chamomile and sage, like you said.
Excellent. Now to brew the potion from them. I gave you two the last of my supply during the night. But fresh is best anyways. It's a shame my daughter Pavlena ain't back yet. She'd get it done in a jiffy. But we'll just have to manage without her. But you can do it too. It ain't nothing hard. My eyes are so bad, it'd take me all day. But at least I can tell you how to go about it.
All right, I'll try. But I'm not sure how to do it.
I told you, I'll explain everything. I have a book here with the recipe, but it'll be better if I tell you. I know it by heart.
I can read as well as any man, if that's what you mean.
My word. Maybe you really are a noble son.
I'll take the book just in case, but if you give me some advice, I'd be grateful.
Of course. Everything we need is in the hut. Let's get to it.
I should eat something.
to it and we'll get started. First, go to the recipe book. Now find the recipe for chamomile decoction and remember what you have to do. Then get back to the bench and we'll start. All right. First, you have to pour the right base into the cauldron. Choose the right pitcher from the shelf on the left, according to the recipe. So, what did you pour in there?
Spirits?
Liquor doesn't belong there. Are you pouring it into yourself as well? It was supposed to be wine. Well, start again. So, what did you pour in there?
Don't worry. I poured wine in there. I don't make the same mistake twice.
Glad to hear it. Now try moving the cauldron over the flame, so you know how it looks when it starts boiling a bit. Hear that bubbling? It's boiling. Remember that well. For most potions, you just have to simmer the herbs for a bit. But sometimes you need to get it good and hot. So you have to get the fire blazing under the cauldron using the bellows. Try fanning it with the bellows to get it boiling. It's boiling! To keep it going, you mustn't stop with the bellows. If you want to cool it down quick, take it off the flames. Try it. Move the cauldron up. Good. Now we'll start with the brewing. Get all the herbs that you need ready. The ones you picked. Put them there on the shelf, so you've got them at hand. All right, let's get to it. First, throw 2 handfuls of chamomile into the cauldron. Before you put it on the flame, turn the sand glass so you know how long you're brewing it. It's got to be exact. Every grain of sand counts. See? When the sand has flowed out, that's 1 turn. That's how long you have to boil the chamomile. Move the cauldron to the fire and wait until it starts bubbling. Then turn the sand glass. As soon as the sand runs out, take the cauldron off the fire again. Ain't that enough? Take the cauldron off the flames. All right. Now, take 1 handful of sage, grind it with a mortar and pestle, and drop it in the cauldron. Have you ground it? Good. Now, drop it in the cauldron. You don't have to boil it anymore. All you have to do now is decant it. Get a phial and pour it in. Done. Now, let's see what you've brewed.
Here it is.
Well, now, judging by the smell, I'd say you brewed it perfectly. Thanks for your help, Henry.
Happy to help.
This should help Hans get better. I'll take care of it now.
All right. Is there anything else I can do to help?
I reckon you've done all you could. What you need now is a bit of rest. Go and get a good sleep. That works wonders.
A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer.
True, Sir Radzik. If I'd have had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently.
Where's my fucking sword?
And I found it. Everything I take now will be mine, and I plan to take everything.
Rotted hell!
Why would I miss one sword?
Because it's the last one my father forged, and I promised him I'd deliver it to you.
Stronger dog fucks the bitches, and war is a nasty business.
Where's my fucking sword?
You know what? I think I'll keep it. As a memento.
This isn't over. I'll find you!
Yeah!
Don't disappoint me.
Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise.
Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake. Were you having a nightmare?
Bad dreams. You must be Pavlena, right?
That's right. I came in the evening while you were asleep. Ma told me what happened to you. Then I helped Ma take care of your friend that night?
Oh, Hans. He's alive. How is he?
Have no fear. He's alive, all right. Maybe too alive. Ma knows what she's doing, and that's the truth. I reckon she could bring the dead back to life. She said she dosed you with the strongest remedies she knows, and it looks like they did the trick. On that other fella for sure. Since he came to this morning, he hasn't stopped talking.
Yeah, that sounds like him, all right.
And what about you? How do you feel?
Definitely better than yesterday. Thanks.
That's good. Ma will be glad. But I heard you yelling in your sleep and went to check on you. Bad dreams?
I dreamt of Istvan Toth, a villainous, murderous whoreson who stole my sword. The last memento I had of my father, and I swore to get that sword back and avenge my parents.
Oh, that oath must be serious if it even torments you in your sleep. Dreams shouldn't be taken lightly. They can have real meaning, however hard they are to understand. What strikes you as the most important part of your dream?
Pa, without a doubt. I hope his soul and Ma's find peace.
Dreaming of a dead parent is confusing. It could mean you cling too much to the past, and you ought to find a new path. But I think it's a good thing he's more important to you than that murderer.
Thanks, Pavlena. I never thought of looking at it like that. It's a lot to think about.
You're welcome. But remember, it's only my reading. The only one who can really understand you is you yourself.
I expect you're right. So in the end, all the hard work will be on me. But this is all too much heavy thinking at once. Right now, what I need more is a little sunshine and fresh air.
Aye, that's the best remedy for many ailments. And a full stomach will help too. Breakfast is on the table, and I've got something else for you too. Come along, and we must save Ma from the clutches of his lordship.
Ah, we might have some perk points right here. Yes, we have 3 available perk points. That's amazing. Okay, so in the player tab, you can find all important information about Henry's stats, abilities, and current status. Throughout the game, you'll earn perk points which you can use to improve your stats, skills, and warfare. In the other tabs, you'll find buffs that can temporarily affect Henry's status, your reputation in places you've been, recall combos, or check the status of your animal companions. Alright. So, let's have a look-see, shall we? Okay, so we have 1 main level and 1 speech level, and I believe we probably have something else, most likely in warfare, or actually in a huge amount of stuff. Wow, 13 available perk points in all of this stuff. Alright, that's pretty crazy. So, let's take a look. What do we have here in our speech? For some reason, I cannot see the info, so I'm gonna have to press this to move that over. Okay, kind of a weird UI, I gotta say. Kind of a bit of a weird UI what they've done here, but alright, I guess that's fine. Anyway, let's see. You get a +4 speech bonus when haggling, making it easier to negotiate better prices. Or, when selling weapons, armor, or clothing that are in near perfect or perfect condition, you'll gain 10% more money for them. Okay. None of this is actually any good, in my opinion. It's not really going to help me to do anything specific, which is actually kind of sad. I guess we'll just take Silver Tongue, because a +4 speech bonus when haggling is probably pretty decent. So we will take that. There we go. And we have a main level perk now as well. Let's take a look. If you gain reputation, the increase will be 10% higher. Or if you lose reputation, the drop will be 10% less. Okay. These are very unimpactful, aren't they? A little bit strange that they are so unimpactful, but okay. I did hear a lot of people saying that the RPG, quote-unquote, the RPG in the game is very, very significant. But these early perks are not. Let's just say that. They are not very impactful at all. But I'm hopeful that that's going to change as we continue through it. So let's take a look. What else do we have available here? So we obviously got some alchemy and everything. So let's have a look. You can sell the potions you brew for 30% more. While brewing potions, your energy will slowly replenish and your nourishment will not decrease. And raw food and herbs you have in your inventory will spoil 50% slower. I'm thinking right now that that's probably the way to go, because for me personally, I'm probably not going to be doing a huge amount of alchemy. I am not a big fan of it, as you could probably tell from when I was doing the brewing of that particular decoction. I don't like it at all. I think that it is very difficult for me to understand. I don't know why. I'm just dumb, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to just learn this one instead. It's going to give me a pretty wide use case of benefit, so I think that's kind of nice. Then we have craftsmanship here. If you sharpen a weapon on the grindstone to a condition of 98% or higher, the weapon gains a bonus effect that increases its slashing damage by 10%. Okay. If you wear boots repaired by yourself, sprinting will cost you 25% less stamina, so you can run longer and go further. Or, armor and clothing that you repair yourself with the armorer's kit will make less noise when worn. Okay, so 7 league boots are probably the way to go. That is seemingly pretty nice, because that reduces the cost of sprinting, which in my opinion is going to be quite useful for us, so that's what I'm going to take. Then we have drinking here. If you were meant to get a hangover while sleeping, now you won't. Plus, when you're drunk, all the beds are 10% more comfortable, so you sleep like a king. Or, under the influence of alcohol, you'll be less likely to be injured by falling from a height, because the patron saint of drinkers has a protective hand over you. Okay, I will probably take Nightcap, even though I'm probably not going to be drinking a huge amount. It would maybe be beneficial if it is a scripted event, and maybe we're going to get drunk sometime, and well, being able to sleep a little bit more comfortably is probably going to be quite nice. Anyway, we have horsemanship here now. Melee attacks from horseback will cost you 15% less stamina, and it will be harder for enemies to unseat you. Or, repairs with a cobbler's kit will be 20% more efficient. Additionally, because you know pouches and satchels well, you have a +1 bonus on the thievery skill if you pick pockets. Right. If I pick pockets, that's the question. If we're going to be picking pockets, I think we'll probably just go for night training here. I don't know whether there's going to be a huge amount of mounted combat. I don't really like mounted combat in this game, or at least in the first game. I was not a big fan of it, so I didn't really do it that much. Well, it's always good to be a little bit better at it, right? Just in case you do end up having to do some. Anyway, we have scholarship here. The buff from sitting has an increased comfort effect of 50%, so you can study faster. Alright, okay, let's learn that one then, I guess. And then we have stealth here. This might be kind of fun. If you have a dagger equipped, you can perform a stealth kill maneuver. All you have to do is sneak up behind your unsuspecting victim and initiate a chokehold. Then be ready to press the attack to deliver the killing blow. You can stealthily knock people out. Okay, so basically we have a lethal or a non-lethal thing, and we have these available right now, so we don't even need to worry about those. And we can just choose between Bushman or one way or another. You'll make 50% less noise when moving in bushes, or if an opponent defends against your attempt to stun or stealth kill them, they will suffer penalties to their stats. This will make it easier for you to defeat them unconventionally. This effect lasts for 20 seconds. That is actually kind of good, and I'm probably going to be taking that because generally when I fail stealth, I do tend to take them out conventionally. So it's probably going to be a good idea. And we also got a survival perk as well here, so let's take a look. Poaching is a dangerous trade. You can sell herbs, game, hides, and trophies for double the price. That's pretty nice. The quality of beds increases for you the higher your survival skill is, but at most, this perk will improve the quality of a bed to 50%. On higher quality beds, the perk will have no effect. Okay, we're probably going to be taking on the Poacher's Trail. Maybe. I'm not really going to be doing a huge amount of hunting as far as I'm aware. I personally don't think I will, but there's always... you never know. Maybe we will, but I'm going to be taking Wanderer instead. And then we have Warfare and Swords here. We have loads of perk points in these things. So let's have a look. If you're wearing a helmet, blows to the head will cause 20% less damage. Blocks will cost you 20% less stamina, and your shield and weapon will wear down 20% slower by blocking. When fighting against superior numbers, you gain a +2 bonus on strength, agility, and warfare skills. And in combat, your stamina will regenerate 10% faster. Right, okay. Yeah, so far I do seem to be relatively correct about the RPG being very little. There's very little impact to any of these skills, in my opinion. They don't seem particularly exciting, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping that they would be quite exciting, but not in this case. We're going to be taking Against All Odds, and we'll take Hardened Veteran. That sounds pretty nice. And then we have a couple of other things available here in the Sword tree. If you successfully wound an opponent by a strike to an uncovered zone, it will be more difficult for the opponent to block your subsequent attacks. That sounds pretty cool. When with a fully charged sword attack, your sword fighting skill will count 3 higher. So your attack will not only be stronger, but it will also be harder to parry. Okay. After performing a sword combo or a master strike, you instantly regain some of your stamina and can attack again. That sounds pretty fun. Each successful sword combo significantly reduces your opponent's agility and strength, making it harder for them to keep fighting and easier for you to defeat them. Okay, well, we're going to be getting Showtime here, and we'll take Opening Strike. I think both of those are pretty good, and those are the first 2 skills that I've seen in these trees that I've actually thought to myself that they're actually kind of good. Everything else has been a little bit disappointing because it's just percentage bonus increases, and I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more, as I say, a little bit more imaginative, impactful, whatever you want to really call it. Anyway. Oh, there's actually breakfast on the table, so I'm not entirely sure why I'm eating this. Oh well, never mind.
Look who's finally up! Henry! Come and join us! Good morning, Henry! You have no idea how glad I am to see you. Come join our banquet in the midst of these exquisite woods.
I'm glad to see you too. I see you're in a surprisingly good mood for someone who was at death's door yesterday.
It's the more cause for merrymaking! Even this water now tastes like the finest wine.
Of course. I did bring it all the way from the spring.
And for that, I am in your debt, fair maid. And I'm grateful to you too, Henry. Bajena told me what happened here yesterday. That's the 3rd time you've saved my life. I suppose I'll have to give you some estate or something.
The 3rd time? What in God's name happened the first 2 times?
Now, Henry, don't make her beg. Tell this good maiden of your heroic deeds.
Well, there was this time when me and Hans had some fisticuffs in the tavern, and for punishment, I had to accompany him on the hunt.
And I shot a boar.
And made it mad. And when Hans chased after the wounded animal, he got caught by a human patrol.
Humans?
They come from somewhere in Hungary. Sigismund brought them here to Bohemia as mercenaries. They're a very dangerous bunch.
I told you about them, though. The fellas in the tavern in Zheleov were saying there's some foreigners like that camping in the rocks down by the pond.
What?
It's just what I heard.
Whoa, that's all we need. I hope they don't turn up here. What could us two do alone against them?
What could they want from us? But if they did come here to rob us, I'd shoot enough arrows into them to make them think twice. But the thing I want to know is, how did it end up with young Sir Hans?
Well, as I said, they took him captive.
Well, there must have been 10 of them. I hadn't a chance.
You must have been seeing double. As I recall, there were 2.
That just proves how well you can count. Besides, they were armed to the teeth and had bows and armor. It might as well have been 10.
Whatever. Anyway, with a bit of luck, I managed to free Sir Hans.
Why the modesty? You got them. Maybe a stroke of luck, but as we know, al dentes.
Fortuna juvat.
See now, you've finally learned it.
What?
It's just this kind of motto of ours. Fortune favors the bold.
Maybe they're really telling the truth about who they are. Who but a lord or a priest could know Latin? And priests they ain't. I can tell.
And as I recall, you already got a pony from Uncle Hanush as a reward for saving me. Your pebbles. So I'll save myself a few groschen.
But you never gave me anything for Talmberg.
For Talmberg? What was that about then?
The foe took the castle by subterfuge, and we planned a counterattack.
Under the cloak of darkness, we scaled the mighty walls of Talmberg Castle to get inside and open the portcullis to our brothers in arms who were poised and ready to attack.
And we almost succeeded. Only, along the way, Sir Hans here took an arrow to his noble seat.
Seat? He got shot in the backside.
My upper thigh, actually.
Backside it was. But that's no joke either. It's not easy to run with an arrow stuck in your arse. If I hadn't carried him...
I admit it, you saved my arse.
Well, now, you two have been through a thing or two. As far as I can tell, it really was his backside and not his thigh. I examined Hans and saw the scar for myself. But I reckon you paid off part of your debt the other day, sir.
Yeah, true. I'll never forget you for dragging me all the way here from the lake.
You're quite welcome. The Lords of Lipa do not leave their friends in the lurch.
Do tell. What else did the two of you encounter?
Quite a lot of things. But I'm afraid we don't have much time for storytelling right now. We came here on an important mission, and we cannot afford to dally any longer. We have to get to Trotsky as soon as we can. How far is it from here?
Not far. Once you climb the hill above Zheleov, you'll see the castle.
All right. I think we should get on our way as soon as possible.
I'll prepare a bit of food for you, for your journey.
Bajena, I don't know how to thank you for all this.
But I do. Once we've settled our business with von Bergov, I shall reward you as befits a knight. You have my word of honor.
Now you've got me curious. I never got a knight's word before.
For a start, you can leave me that spade. We can't manage without it.
Yes, of course. And thanks for everything you've done, Bajana.
I have something for you, Henry. Ma had trouble because of you, but I know you didn't do it on purpose, and you protected her when she needed it. I want to thank you for that. Take this potion. It will help when you're in danger or don't know which way to turn. Have a little sip each time, and it'll save you a lot of trouble. You'll see. It's not all that hard to brew. With a bit of practice, you could manage it yourself.
Thanks, Pavlana. This'll come in handy.
No doubt. But we'd better get going now.
Hans is right. We're very glad we met you. And we're obliged to you for your help and hospitality. God bless you.
And you too, sirs.
As Henry says, may God bless you for your generosity and your healing arts. And you have rightfully earned the gratitude of the House of Lipa for all time. If you should ever find yourself in need, the doors of Perkstein shall always be open to you.
Thank you, sir. Though, I'm not sure I could find the way to Perkstein. Hopefully we'll never need to take up your offer. Sorry for coming late, Ma. I got held up in Troskowitz.
Of all places. And it's not the first time.
I know, but I was going past and I thought I'd try to sell some baskets and ointments there. And I succeeded. And you shouldn't sell, so dear. He charges nearly twice as much as we do, so it's no wonder folks buy from us. But I understand. Next.
Nothing against the hospitality of the good women folk here, but I want to get to Trotsky Castle right away.
That'll teach them to try it on with us.
Maybe it's a good thing you wasn't here.
What about Mutt? He's bound to be looking for us, and we can't just abandon him.
Henry, I like your dog, but that's not our priority right now.
He saved my skin.
So did I. First Trotsky, von Bergov and the mission, then we can look for your dog.
All right. But the moment things are sorted out, I'll go looking for him.
I'd expect no less of you. So, should we get going?
And he won't leave us in the lurch.
What about the rest of our company? Could someone else have got away?
You saw for yourself. They didn't stand a chance. But you're right, we shouldn't just leave it at that. As soon as we get to Trotsky, I'll make sure they get a proper Christian burial and their souls find peace.
And when we get back to Ratai, we'll have a mass served for them.
You're right. They were damned good lads. I'd known Oates since childhood. Damn it.
Hold on a bit. Before we hit the road, there's something you should know. I have a hunch that one of that band that ambushed us at the pond was Istvan Toth.
Toth? Are you yanking my pizzle? He's long since over the hills and far away.
I know how it sounds, but I saw him. Believe me. I'd never mistake his ugly face after all that happened.
Of course, Henry. I know you have accounts to settle with him, but that's nonsense. Toth is in Sigismund's service and is harassing his opponents. And Otto von Bergov is one of Sigismund's allies. So Toth's hardly going to attack his people. It was dark. God knows what you saw.
I saw him, the bastard, and I'll get him.
Yes. We'll surely get him one day. I promise you. And your sword, too. But I don't think either of them are around here. But I see you haven't wasted any time and found yourself a weapon to replace that sword. That's good. You never know when you might need it around here. Come on, let's get going. Your mind will turn to better things along the way.
they've got a good physician at this castle. Or at least a barber. I mean, that old crone got me on my feet. But I don't believe much in herbal remedies. You can't beat an educated man of medicine.
And I can't wait to sleep in a proper bed.
And some wine!
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, it's closed. Open up! I bear an urgent message for your liege lord. Hear me! Open the gate! I am a messenger from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Fucking shit! Fuck! You fucking cunts! Do you know who I am?
No, we fucking don't. I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, heir to Ratai.
Now, look here, you filthy beggar! I'm not here for your amusement, so get your stinking, ragged asses out of here on the double. The pair of you!
What's all this about? Why don't you send those beggars packing?
I did, sir. They say they're messengers.
I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, envoy.
I heard. Nevertheless, I doubt Sir Hanush would send two vagabonds covered in excrement as emissaries. Apart from which, Sir Hans Capon is dead. We found his body by the pond. His company was ambushed by outlaws, and they were slaughtered to the last man.
Yes, yes, they ambushed us, but we managed to get away.
Sir, we met your Captain Thomas on our way. He can testify to who we are. He saw our message and its seal.
How terribly unfortunate you are. The captain's company was also ambushed by outlaws. The captain barely escaped with his life and has been delirious for 3 days. And even if he did confirm your story, I am under strict orders to admit no strangers to the castle.
Sir, there's a horseman approaching in King Sigismund's colours.
Ah, now that's what a messenger looks like. Count yourselves lucky that I don't have time to waste on you. Be gone!
I'm getting in, whether you like it or not.
Get your shitty hands off me!
No, wait. Wait, one moment!
What the fuck was that?
So now what?
There's only one thing we can do.
got any groschen?
What do you take me for, wench?
For someone who stinks like a badger.
Look, we've had a tough couple of days, so we'd like a bit of peace and quiet, a beer, and a bite to eat.
Unless you want to share a bowl of gruel, you're going to need more coin than this.
Just bring the best you have, and we'll settle later.
As the gentleman wishes.
Well, she's not far off. We look like a couple of beggars, and we stink even worse.
The fuck was all that at the gate? You try to talk to them and get shit poured on your head.
Different lands, different customs.
God's holy britches.
Well, I expect they've had trouble with beggars at the castle, so they act without thinking.
Oh, really? I'd never have figured that out. I'd rather hear some cunning plan how to get out of this shit. Huh?
The first thing we have to do is get ourselves into decent shape. Have a good scrub, get some better clothes. Then they might believe we're actually messengers.
That's all very well, except we can't even pay our bill here. Never mind a visit to the baths and the tailor.
So we'll earn some.
Earn?
I'm not afraid of work. And we're gonna need every groschen we can get.
And how long will it take for you to earn a few groschen? And where will you find a decent tailor? Before we get ourselves sorted out, Sigismund will be sitting on the throne in Prague.
So what do you suggest? Going back to Ratai?
To Ratai? You just don't get it, do you? We can't go crawling back like this. We'd be a laughing stock.
A laughingstock? We were outnumbered by a gang of bandits.
Yes, and how come they got away with it? Because we camped at that fucking pond. We've got no message, no coin, nothing but our ragged arses.
Chin up. We'll sort it out somehow, and everything will be fine again.
Nothing will be fine, my friend. I'll tell you 4 reasons why. Oates, Tankard, Conrad, and Nicholas, instead of sitting here with us, having a chat and a laugh, they're just food for crows in some godforsaken hole.
We'll go back and bury them as soon as we can.
Yeah, as soon as possible. They were good Christians, even though it didn't always seem that way.
We'll keep the promise we made at Pagenes. The best way to honor their memory is to finish our mission. We'll get inside the castle. You'll see. We'll avenge our lads and go back to Ratai with our heads held high. I promise you that.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Food. About bloody time.
Here we are. Gentlemen.
What is this stuff?
Hey, there's meat in that. And there's more than you gave me coin for. When you're finished, report for work.
Cheers.
What is it?
What's that woman from the pond?
Or the one you gave us away for?
I bear that witch.
Wench! Oh, I tell ya. What are you waiting for? She can vouch for who we are. Go to her.
God be with you. A full pitcher of wine, please.
My word, that's a picture and a half. I ain't seen you here before. Who sent you? Not them nomad vagabonds, I hope.
Don't worry. I've come from the castle. I'm Catherine, and I've got the lovely job of keeping the soldiers' throats wet.
Ah, that's another matter then. Oh my. Ugh. Can you smell that too?
Oof. It stinks like something died here.
sorry to interrupt.
Jesus, fella. That's a bit much.
Hey, youngster, if you want to go around mixing with my guests here, go and wash the stench off yourself at the trough first. Stinking up my establishment.
Is anyone you know going to
some
the
talk about your captain.
Oh? Oh, hi. Poor Captain Thomas might never get back on his feet. Him and his men were attacked by bandits. Most of them are dead.
Jesus Christ!
Lord von Berghoff is beside himself and won't allow his soldiers out the castle.
Aha!
hope my uncle
So
don't let me
that's
down.
why they sent you for the wine. Wait a moment then. I'll be right back.
Sorry to bother you, but I've seen you before.
Oh, eh? I don't remember. Hold on, are you the boy that cleans the pit under the castle shitting hole?
We saw each other by that pond.
What pond? I haven't been at any pond.
Yes, you were. You were attacked there by some bandits. You, some other women, and us too.
I have no idea what you're on about. I work at the castle and I wasn't at any pond.
And I have no idea why you're trying to deny it. I saw you with my own eyes. You were washing laundry there with some other girls.
Well, I reckon you weren't looking too much at faces, eh? Clear off, you lecher.
Here's your wine. Is this vagabond bothering you?
I can handle the likes of him myself. Thanks for the wine. Bye.
Look, please. I don't know what's up with you, but I know you were there. I need your help. You owe me that much. But we need to get to von Berghoff, and you're the only one who can confirm who we are.
You can't get into the castle. And even if you could, that was the king's messenger. Von Berghoff is getting ready to ride out.
Oh, shit.
If you want to speak to him, the best place would be Samin's wedding. He'll be there. For sure.
No, wait.
And don't ever lay your hands on me again!
What are you gaping at? Have you nothing better to do?
Doesn't half taste good today. Nicely settled. Cold. Straight from the cellar.
Why are you standing here like a pillar of salt? Are you ready?
Always ready.
Glad to hear it. You pair ordered a lot more than you paid for, so you'll work your debt off, like I said.
All right. What do you want us to do?
Over there by the gate, there's a cart with sacks of flour from the mill. My old man was meant to take them into the house, but as soon as he got a sniff of work, he vanished into thin air. The second door in there leads to the pantry. That's why I need you to haul the sacks. You have to lay each sack on the planks, so they don't touch the damp floor and go moldy. If you just chuck it on the floor in the corner, it'll spoil. So do it properly. 2 men can finish the work in a jiffy, and then we'll be quits.
All right, we'll do it. Carrying a few sacks won't kill us. For sure, it's less daunting work than fighting bandits in the woods.
Aye, it's terrible about them bandits. We never had nothing like that here before. Like it or not, you can't pay what you owe me, so I'm putting you to work. Is that clear?
All right, we'll do it.
Glad to hear it. I can see you ain't stuck up like your mate. Where are you actually from, if you don't mind me asking?
Rat-eye.
Rat-tie. Rat-tie. That rings a bell. I ain't been further than the back off me whole life, but I know this place inside and out.
I heard some talk about some wedding being planned here.
Ah, nobody's talking about nothing else. Young Lord Samin is marrying Agnes, the daughter of Thrush, our Truscovitz bailiff. And it's going to be a grand affair. When rich folks get married, that's a feast that's a lot different from when some tanner gets hitched to a bathhouse wench.
Will Lord von Burgov be at the wedding?
How should I know what his lordship's plans are? But most likely he will be. Samine is his vassal.
Who is this Semine?
Can't you tell by the name? The Lord of Samine. The fort and the village belong to him. Old Jan Samine is the head of the family, and his son's called Olda. And it's him who's getting hitched. There used to be a rich family. Their glory's faded a bit, but they still have some clout.
Where's the wedding going to be?
At Samine, of course. I expect old Sir Jan and our bailiff will try to outdo each other in showing off their wealth.
Could I get to the wedding somehow?
I don't know about that, lad. It's for invited guests only.
It seems that's really our only chance.
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
If you want to find out more, there's a couple of invited guests having an ale over there. Young Svaja there. He's the bride's brother. He can be a bit of a pain, but he's a good lad at heart.
I'll go and discuss it with my friend then.
And careful with them sacks. I don't want you ripping them or anything like that. Aye, coming right up.
Alright, so look at that. We've gotten ourselves all the way over to the village and, well, we had a bit of an encounter at the castle. And let's just say that we didn't really want a part of that at all. Thankfully, it was Hans that was taking most of the brunt of, well, you saw exactly what happened. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode, and next time we're going to be moving those sacks and trying to figure out how we can bring ourselves up all the way from zero and accomplish our mission. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.